several hours a day sat on a saddle and pedal for hours on end, isn't there anything better to do with your time? And I've been thinking about this question, and I've decided to try and put into words an answer to this question. And I've never been particularly good with words, but I'll give it a go. So when some people think about cycling, they just think about fat middle-aged men in lycra, or those really annoying road users that kind of are a bit of a nuisance to get around for other car drivers, and others think about cadence and normalized power output and any other sort of techie statistics. But what do I think about it? Why do I ride? I mean, it's such a deep question to ask, really. I've ridden bikes for years and years now. For as long as I can remember, I've had a bike, and I've always sort of pootled around it. I used to go over to the local shop to buy sweets, when I was just a kid. I only really properly took up road cycling in the summer of 2014. I'm from Yorkshire, and the Tour de France came through past the end of our road on stage 1. There was about 10k to go, and they'd done over 100 miles at that point, and they absolutely flew past. We were on a hill as well, and it was that, and also the fact that my younger brother got into road cycling, and I think he helped me get into it. He started out on my dad's old road bike. So my dad had an old Aussie Clermont road bike with down tube shifting and pretty big gearing. And he got out on that, and fair play to him. And I thought he looked a bit ridiculous at first, with all the lycra and stuff, but I decided to just get on the bike and just see what was what. And I pootled over to the next village, and I was hooked. I felt this overpowering sense of liberation. The fact that the passenger is the engine. I think that was such a romantic idea, and it kind of inspired me to reach new stretches of tarmac on two wheels. And so I think I ride a lot for exploration, taking the road less travelled. The beauty of cycling for me is that you're travelling at a fast enough rate so that you can get really good mileage in a certain amount of time. You can cover much further distances than you can walking, but you're still travelling at a slow enough speed to appreciate the scenery and the lumps and bumps in the road. You don't really do that in a car or any other sort of motorised vehicle. Also the fact that cyclists are exposed to the elements and the environment. You're out there, not a great deal of clothing, and if the weather can turn, you can be left quite vulnerable. And then also there's this mystic allure about cycling uphill, overcoming the force of gravity. And I really like that idea, and I think it's that it's riding uphill that I think separates cyclists from those who merely ride bikes. There's a strong culture of suffering, I think, in the sport. It sounds quite masochistic, but it's definitely there, and I think that it adds so much to bike riding, and you can't be a good cyclist if you can't suffer whilst on the bike. Nothing ever worth having comes easy. When you're cycling up a hill and you can feel your heart pounding in your chest and your legs are burning and you want to stop, but you just keep on pushing, because you know that you'll reach the top and you'll be able to enjoy that descent. I think getting out on two wheels for me is a form of escape. There's something therapeutic about moving through space and feeling the wind on your skin, feeling the road under your wheels, and also the inherent uncertainty of cycling. You know, you're not entirely sure what's in store for you on the ride, even if you've ridden those roads 1,000 times before. You know, every ride is different, and that's why I think cycling's so adventurous. You know, it involves man and machine. You know, journeying into the unknown, and exploring roads less travelled, where you, the cyclist, provide the power necessary for forward motion. You know, that's the quintessence of cycling for me. You know, what does it mean to you?